What do you mean the return to office mandates aren't working like we planned? There's no way that can be true, right? Well, I think everybody knows that the return to office mandates that are out there, right, in corporate America, small businesses around, they aren't being followed exactly as senior leadership would like. I think everybody kind of knows that. Well, we've got some information that's out recently showing that it's a decent percentage of middle managers and lower level management who are working with their teams to say, yes, we're following the mandate where it makes sense, but in other aspects they're not. Is it being done unfairly, i.e., are some people getting more opportunity to work from home versus hybrid? Of course, there's going to be favorites. That's happening. And that's really what we're going to be talking about here today, is that the return to office mandates are not going as people planned. And what is that doing to the culture? What's that doing to businesses? And how's that affecting, frankly, you and everyone else? Because they aren't being implemented fairly. So again, my name is Ryan Howe. I'm a business coach that works out of West Michigan and around the country. I come here live on YouTube, sharing information I share with my clients, and I hope to earn your subscription. So let's get into it. So I'm in Rotary Park here in Ludington, Michigan. Got this great little statue. This is something that the Rotarians here a few years ago took on to say, hey, we want to get this park cleaned up and make it really be a place that folks can come hang out in. And that's what we have today. Now it's been raining all morning, so that's why you see no one here. But normally you've got people in here just enjoying their time. So anyways, when I'm talking with other folks in business, other business owners, employees, just in general, and just asking the questions like, hey, what's your return to office look like? How's things going? And I get the official response saying, we've called everyone back and they're all in working so we can manage productivity. And the employees are upset about, we had to come back, no more, I get maybe one day I can work from home. The rest of the time I got to be in the office. It's like, okay. I'm like, so that's the official policy. And they're like, yeah, that's what's written out. Then my next question though is, okay, well, how's that working? Is that happening to everybody and to the person? I have not had a single business owner or employee say, yeah, everyone's abiding by the same rules. Everyone's in all the time. Now what's happened is, for various reasons, and we're going to talk about talent, processes, simply just adjustment to the way that their work is set up and operated. You have people like no one's really following the return to office mandate. If anything, you've seen, I guess the best way to describe this is going to be a certification, a stamping of really hybrid is the best way to take care of our folks and manage our people. Like that's what you're just seeing here with everyone. And so now hybrid is the name of the game, yet no one is advertising. There's no business owners that are going and saying, we're a hybrid, blah, blah, this. Like, no, we're return to office. So what's going on with this? Because that's all we hear is that return to office is a thing and we're doing it, yet no one is actually really following it to the letter. So what's that mean for businesses and what's that mean for employees? Well, a couple things, and this is probably the more important piece here. For employees, ladies and gentlemen, if your policy is written in a way, right, for everyone's going to work out of the office, and then that's the standard, like, hey, everyone's returning to the office, has to work here now, and you have people that aren't. What are you going to do to people who say that, hey, I also want to work from home, and they are able to negotiate something with their boss to make that work? What are you going to do to them, right? What's that do to everybody else? When you write your policy and then you have the out, when you have that policy out, that's the big problem. That's ultimately what we get down to, is that when people are asked to make commitments to come into work and be there, yet you write in that the managers can make adjustments depending on the person and how they're doing things, right, for their work, you're basically just blowing up the policy and leaving up the manager's discretion, which is fine. The issue you run into though is what's guiding the manager's discretion. And what we're finding is that for employees and for these managers, these lower level, they're simply just doing what works best for them in the moment. And if they have to make adjustments to that later because they need the people to be in more, now the onus is on the manager have to prove that the person has to be in. And it's this big, huge mess that's going on because the standard policy is, hey, everyone works from the office now, except with manager's discretion. If the manager decides to go the other way, now there's a problem, right? And that's where you're seeing all these people getting upset. And from the business owner, it's the same thing. They write these policies in a way that they want to give the freedom to managers to make decisions, yet they come down on the managers when their people are working from home, all right, in a hybrid situation. So what do we want to do with this? Well, when I'm talking to my clients, and this is what we're discussing and what we're putting into place, is rather than saying that our work from home is the standard, I'm saying hybrid's the standard. We simply just say every single position has the opportunity to be hybrid, determined on the manager. And what that does is it sets the stage. It's like, okay, we want you working hybrid as much as possible. However, there are going to be times that we need you to come in. So the default setting is we're going to have you work from home 2 days out of the week. Well, there may be some times where we need to up that to 5 days a week you need to be in. It's written in the policy. Rather than an exception to policy is what the current return to office where everybody has to be in, you have to do exceptions. We just flip it the other way. Have hybrid be the standard. And for those individuals who need to be in to work for whatever reason more, okay, you just restrict it from there. When you go the other direction, it's more challenging. And that's ultimately what we're running into here with these business owners and their employees, where the thought pattern has to shift. Rather than mandating the strict side of it and then giving freedom, what you really want to do is mandate the freedom and then the ability to restrict it down. And that's going to be, it works out so much better. Everybody kind of understands what the working operations are going to be. And frankly, that's just better for your culture because you are starting off from a position of, hey, we trust managers to make the best decision and we're going to give that to you from the outset, versus, hey, everyone has to be in, and then managers, you got to prove to us why that person, is working from home. Okay, so when you just flip it around, folks, and you'll be amazed at how much better your return to office, basically your office policies and procedures are going to be managed by people and followed. I think it'll be great. Okay, so yeah, that's where we're at, folks. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. It's things that I'm talking with my clients about. If you'd like to learn more about how I help business owners grow businesses faster than they ever thought possible and build businesses that sell for high multiples, go and check out summitbusinessguides.com. Hopefully I earned your subscription today. Be sure to hit the like button, drop a comment as well. If you are in a position, let's say with work from home or some sort of RTO going on, whatever happens to be hybrid, that is unique or interesting or something you've worked out, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. All right, take care, folks. We'll see you next time.